Let's go into detail about what's happening here in the town of Western. Here we have the town of Western towpath calendar. And as you can see here, it says Building Committee 9:30 public, Building Committee 9 o'clock public for the 31st. Now, how can a town sneak in a building committee meeting if it's clearly marked as it is here? Well, if you go back to last month, then we'll see what happened and why they were able to sneak in a meeting without the public really knowing what was going on. So we'll go back to next, there we go, the last month. This is April. Right here you can see on the 26th there's a TH public. Now we don't know what that is. Nobody knows what that is. Just TH public. Town hall public, it appears. We don't know what that is. Now, if you look at these town board meetings, you have a town board meeting, you have a planning board meeting, you have a zoning board meeting. Pretty well self-explanatory. Let's go back to the previous month. Here we have another town board meeting. It's clearly marked town board meeting. Town hall reserved private, town board, planning board, zoning board, zoning board. Let's go to the previous month. Now we're going to be in February. Here's one, town hall private, TH private, town hall private, town hall private. So these are marked special town board meeting, zoning board meeting, zoning board meeting. Now, if you were going to have a building committee, a town building committee, would you say TH private, or would you say TH public and not really tell the folks what that meeting is like they did here? See, here they actually tell you what the meeting is, but they didn't want anybody to come to last month's meeting, so they didn't tell you what it is. Now, if you click on it and you see it here, the only thing that says this is a committee meeting is this word right here. Without this word being highlighted or recognizing this word, public building meeting. So really, this is very tricky to kind of make this appear as though it's not a town-sponsored meeting that the public could attend or should attend. This is a very sneaky way of doing that. So if we go back, let's look at this TH public. We're going to go back a previous month. And it appears as though here they're starting to play with a way to possibly make that appear as though it's different than town hall private. So town hall private, town hall public still would be difficult to recognize whether that's a town board meeting or a committee meeting sponsored by the town of Western. Of course, this wouldn't be because it's private. And all board or committee meetings sponsored by the town will be public. So they should have marked it as special town board meeting or special committee or special building committee meeting. They chose not to do that. They chose to hide it under TH public. Now, why they then chose to make it building committee for this coming week and for what was supposed to be held today, that's hard to say. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they didn't understand, but I pretty much think they understand exactly what they're doing. This is probably okay to be public, but they didn't want anyone to see the previous meeting, which was this one. So we'll find out. Maybe we can foil and see who attended that meeting. Maybe we can get information on whether there were public there that realized or maybe got a special invitation to come to this here meeting right here that is a public building committee meeting that started at 9:30 on the 26th that very few people knew about. In any case, that's the kind of shenanigans, that's the kind of game playing that this town of Western likes to involve themselves in. Okay, so that's just a little bit about how we're kind of getting not the best feedback from our town board. Let's see if we can just bring up a meeting calendar and see if they're on there. Now that's interesting. It's a meeting calendar, but it doesn't show a committee meeting on the meeting calendar. It doesn't show it for this month, and it doesn't show it for next month. It should be right in here should be right here. And we don't have it. Nothing in there. So they kind of hide it. If your calendar is set up for only meetings, it's not going to show. I wonder what events show. So this is just a reserved, and it does show it for reserved. So this is not right, because this is a events calendar. A building committee meeting is not an event. So for the town of Western to hide a building committee meeting on the events calendar basically says if anybody's looking for meetings in the town of Western, you're not going to find the meetings for a committee. And that is subversion. That's subversion of the public. That's trying to prevent people from seeing what minutes or what meetings are being held in the town of Western. If you want a meeting, go to the meeting calendar. That's what many people would believe. But if you do that, those meetings aren't here. If you go to general calendar, that is everything, then those meetings show up. That's really unfair to the public. We can go back to last month, April. Here it is. It's a TH public meeting. It is a building committee meeting. You only see that if you dig down deeply and go in there. And if we click on events calendar, it's there. Let's go back to last month. It's there on events. But if you're on meetings, it's not there for last month. Let's go to last month. It's not there in April. And it should be right here, April 26th. It's not there. This is really not good. This is the worst of transparency I believe I've seen, because it is the actual process of subversion and trying to prevent the people from gaining access to these meetings that are extremely important to the public. These are tax dollars that are going to increase in the process of building new town buildings, whether it's the highway department, whether it's the town hall, it doesn't matter. Those buildings are high-cost items. They're extremely expensive, and they want to hide those meetings behind a calendar like this so that people can't see. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Don, Town of Western Civic Affairs, and we're doing some deep diving in the trash that's being given to us by the Town of Western.